Hey guys, this is a 9-minute-ish video on making a abstract landscape, so feel free to skip ahead and fast forward, whatever. But I just wanted to sort of show the process, and this is speeded up, so it did take about 20 minutes or something. It was pretty quick. I started with a charcoal drawing over sort of a textured base. There was no plan. No design. I just kind of wanted to have a sort of horizontal bands of land and water, interspersed, broken up with some shrubbery and trees and things like that, just to bring some verticals into this sort of more horizontal dominated landscape. So that's kind of the feel that I was going for, and those lines up there are just sort of I wanted to put sort of a hint of some storm, some darker weather pattern just over there. Mostly it's definitely a feel, just sort of earth colours, but I've put a lot of interspersed with just about every colour that I like, just bits of it, because it livens things up. And, I don't think that most landscapes are that boring, that they're just made up of beiges and browns. There's definitely flecks of pinks and blues and just about everything, especially if there's sort of buildings involved that make up part of the pattern. So I'm just sort of going for it. But yeah, keeping it predominantly calm, earthy colours. I need to use the palette knife in certain areas just to give a difference in texture. I love the contrast of brush strokes, palette knife, thick, thin colours, layers, scratches, um, soft edges, hard edges. All the contrasts are really what I'm going for here, as much as anything else. And not really knowing where I'm going with the colours at this point. I'm just feeling my way through with safe colours at this point. Often when you introduce white too early, it gives it, it's almost too much of a harsh contrast and can throw the balance off. But that's what I wanted to go for at this point, just a bit of harsh contrast. So yeah, I'm just sort of putting some interest in the sky and just give the sky some weight and depth. Skies are not always just blue or have a bit of cloud in them. They have some action and life, and I was always very tentative about skies, and now I kind of just realize you've got to make them sort of kind of have personality as much as the rest of the painting. So at this point, it's just putting, adding character to the piece, and with marks and bits of, colours that you may not expect to see, but just liven it up a bit. Bit of palette knife work there, just echoing the bright light behind in the sky that's sort of reflecting down in the water. And just kind of dancing across the canvas. If you're familiar with any of my other work, my work can be a little strong, some of the line work. So I decided to avoid using any black line here, just to keep it more gentle. It's going to go into a bedroom, so I wanted to have a nice feel to it and nothing harsh. I used to love watching a lot of these mountain bike, these trail videos. BKXC, Brian Kennedy, I loved watching his stuff. But I would often stop the video and just sort of make sketches or take screen grabs of the landscapes. So this is just a composite of a lot of things that I like in landscapes. And the thing about landscapes and even flower paintings and that is just there's just a lot of shapes and things that don't always make sense, and colors, and it's hard to sort of follow it if you're looking carefully. Even if you're looking carefully, you just have to sort of eventually just put the feel down and not worry too much about the details. So I think this might be exactly what I see when I look at some landscapes, and it's fine with me. I'm not trying to make a realistic painting. And as I said, just a little bit more interest in the sky. Maybe a trail up in the foreground there. Some white spruce trees or whatever. Coming to the end, thank you for watching, and that's the finished painting.